Dark Psychology presents 10 Ways to Become More Attractive by Improving Your Personality. Let's be honest. At some point in life, we've all asked ourselves, do people really like me? Why do some people seem magnetic while others struggle to get noticed? Maybe you've wondered if it's your looks, your style, or even your smell. Maybe you've overanalyzed every little thing you said in a conversation, asking yourself, did I talk too much? Did I sound boring? Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Attraction isn't just about your face, your fashion, or your genetics. Sure, good grooming matters. But the real secret? It's your personality. Think about it. We've all met someone average-looking who instantly became attractive the moment they opened their mouth, carried themselves with confidence, or just radiated positive energy. That's because personality doesn't just add to your attractiveness. It can make or break it. And here's the best part. Your personality isn't fixed. No matter how old you are, 20, 40, even 60, you can improve, grow, and become more magnetic than ever before. In this video, I'll share with you 10 proven ways to become more attractive. Not by changing your looks, but by improving your personality. If you take these seriously, you'll notice a powerful shift not just in your dating life, but in how people respect you, admire you, and want to be around you. So let's dive in. 1. Practice your conversation skills. You could be stunning on the outside, but if you can't hold a good conversation, you'll lose people's interest almost instantly. Here's the truth. Humans are wired for connection, and the fastest way to connect is through conversation. If you're shy or introverted, I get it. Talking to strangers can feel awkward. But here's the thing. You don't have to change who you are. You just have to develop your social muscles. A few small tweaks can transform how others see you. Body language. Keep it open and positive. Make eye contact. Lean in slightly to show interest, but always respect personal space. Smile, but make it genuine. Active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Pay attention, nod. Acknowledge what they're saying. People love to feel heard. Find common ground. Instead of defaulting to boring small talk about the weather, try asking about books, movies, travel, or food. Everyone lights up when they talk about what they love. Ask questions. If the conversation starts to fade, bring it back with curiosity. Ask about their hobbies, their recent experiences, or even their opinions on something lighthearted. Think of conversation like a dance. It flows better when you're not trying to control every step. And here's the psychological kicker. When you give someone your undivided attention, when they feel heard instead of ignored, you instantly become more attractive. Why? Because in a world where most people only talk about themselves, you stand out as rare. 2. Actively seek out social settings. Now let's address something that holds many people back, especially introverts. If you avoid people, they'll notice. You risk looking disinterested, arrogant, or even unfriendly, even if that's not who you really are. So here's the challenge. Put yourself out there. This doesn't mean you need to party every weekend or suddenly become the life of the crowd, but it does mean you should actively create opportunities for connection. Ask a coworker out for coffee. Join a small group or class where you can meet like-minded people. Say yes to that casual hangout instead of always staying in. And here's the secret. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Socializing is just like going to the gym. The first few times feel uncomfortable, but with repetition, you build strength and confidence. Pro tip. Balance is everything. Protect your alone time, yes. But don't let it isolate you. Because the truth is, every new opportunity, every new friendship, every new relationship, it all starts with showing up. Now, here's where most people mess up. They show up socially, but then they crumble under pressure. They panic, freeze, or let their emotions take over. That's why tip number 3 is so powerful. It's about mastering composure when everything inside you wants to break down. 3. Practice composure. Don't panic. Picture this. You're in a social situation. maybe a date, maybe a work meeting, and suddenly things get uncomfortable. Someone challenges you. The conversation takes an awkward turn. Your heart starts racing, your palms sweat, and inside, you're panicking. This is the moment where most people lose attractiveness. Why? Because panic shows a lack of control. And lack of control feels unsafe to others. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine you stay calm. You breathe deeply. You listen before reacting. You don't snap. You don't over-explain. You don't let your emotions spill everywhere. Instead, you respond with clarity and control. That's composure. And composure is magnetic. Here's why. People admire those who remain steady when everyone else is losing their cool. It signals emotional intelligence. It signals strength. It signals leadership. And make no mistake, leadership is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. So the next time you feel panic rising, try this. Take one deep, slow breath before speaking. Ask yourself, what outcome do I want here? Respond with calm words, not reactive ones. You don't have to pretend you're fearless. You just have to show that you can manage your emotions under pressure. That's composure, and that's power. 4. Have no doubt. Let me be blunt. Self-doubt kills attraction. Confidence, on the other hand, draws people in instantly. Now, don't confuse confidence with arrogance. Confidence isn't pretending to know everything or never making mistakes. Real confidence is trust in yourself. It's the ability to say, I know I'm capable. I know I can handle whatever comes my way. Think about it. Have you ever followed someone who wasn't sure of themselves? Of course not. People follow leaders who move with certainty. And here's the key. Confidence is built by removing unnecessary self-doubt. Stop questioning if you're good enough. Stop overthinking every little decision. Instead, stand by your choices. Own them. Learn from mistakes, but don't let mistakes define you. Psychology shows us that decisiveness is deeply attractive. Why? Because it signals security. And security makes people feel safe around you. So the next time you hesitate, ask yourself, what would the confident version of me do right now? Then do that. When you start acting with less doubt and more certainty, people won't just notice it, they'll be drawn to it. 5. Stay positive. Let's face it, nobody likes to be around a dark cloud. Negativity repels people. Constant complaining, pessimism, and hopelessness don't just bring you down. They drain everyone around you. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine being the person who always finds the silver lining. The one who doesn't ignore problems, but still radiates hope. The one who lifts others up instead of pulling them down. That, my friends, is powerful. Gratitude and positivity don't just make you more attractive, they make you unforgettable. Studies in psychology show that optimistic people are seen as more trustworthy, more resilient, and more magnetic. And here's the secret. Positivity doesn't mean fake smiles and pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems. It means showing resilience when things go wrong. So here's a quick exercise. Every day, name 3 things you're grateful for. In conversations, swap complaints for compliments. Instead of saying, this sucks, try, here's how I'm handling it. Positivity doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. And when you feel better in your own skin, you automatically become more attractive. Now, positivity is magnetic. But there's one thing that will instantly kill your attractiveness: aggression. And unfortunately, most people don't realize they're doing it until it's too late. That's why tip number 6 is a game changer. 6. Avoid aggressive behavior. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who always has to be in control? The kind of person who snaps when things don't go their way, who gets irritated at the smallest mistake, or who micromanages every little detail. That energy is not attractive. In fact, it's one of the fastest ways to push people away. Here's the truth. There's a massive difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Assertiveness says, I respect myself, and I respect you too. Aggression says, I need to dominate you, or I'll lose control. And nobody wants to feel dominated. Not in a friendship, not in a workplace, not in a romantic relationship. Think about it. Anger, pushiness, or controlling behavior create fear, not admiration. People don't see you as strong, they see you as unstable. And instability is deeply unattractive. True strength is calm strength. It's the ability to handle conflict without exploding. It's the power to guide, not force. So how do you fix this? Learn to pause before reacting. Replace force with firm but respectful communication. If you're a perfectionist, remind yourself, progress is better than control. The bottom line is simple. Aggression makes people avoid you. Composure and respect make people trust you. And trust is the foundation of attraction. 7. Lighten up. Let's be honest. Life can be heavy. Stress, deadlines, bills, responsibilities. It's easy to carry all of that seriousness into your personality. But here's the problem. If you take life too seriously, you risk becoming boring, rigid, and hard to be around. That's why humor is so powerful. Humor isn't just about telling jokes, it's about showing you don't let life break you. Think about someone who makes you laugh. What happens? You feel lighter? You feel closer to them? You want to be around them more. That's exactly why humor is magnetic. It creates instant connection. Now, don't confuse humor with rudeness. The goal isn't to be sarcastic or to dismiss serious conversations. The goal is to bring lightness, especially when tension rises. Pro tip: keep a few funny stories in your back pocket. Real, personal, lighthearted moments you can share in conversations. People are wired to love storytelling. And if your story makes them smile or laugh, you've instantly made yourself more attractive. And here's the psychological truth. When you laugh with someone, your brains release feel-good chemicals that literally bond you together. So, lighten up, smile more. Find humor in everyday moments, because nothing pulls people closer than shared laughter. Now, humor makes you magnetic, but it won't matter if people can't rely on you. That's why tip number 8 is one of the most important traits you can develop if you want lasting attraction. 8. Be dependable. Here's something people rarely admit out loud, but everyone feels deep inside. You can be funny, charming, or even good-looking. But if people can't rely on you, they won't keep you in their lives. Dependability is one of the most underrated qualities when it comes to attraction. Think about it. Would you want to trust your emotions, your time, or your energy with someone who constantly flakes out on plans, shows up late, or doesn't follow through? Of course not. When you keep breaking promises, people stop giving you opportunities. When you fail to show up, people stop depending on you. And when people can't depend on you, you lose value in their eyes. Here's the good news. Dependability is not some gift you're born with. It's a skill you can practice. Start small. Show up when you say you will. Keep commitments, even when they're inconvenient. Practice consistency in daily routines, workouts, goals, habits. Because when you can hold yourself accountable, others will begin to trust you more. And trust is magnetic. The psychology behind this is simple. Being dependable signals stability. And stability is incredibly attractive, especially in relationships. It communicates, you can count on me. I'm not going to disappear when things get tough. So, if you want to become more attractive, not just in dating, but in business, friendships, and family life, start here. Become the person people know they can depend on. That reliability is rare, and rare always stands out. 9. Be genuine. Now let's talk about something even more important than dependability: authenticity. People are hardwired to detect fakeness. And let's be real. Pretending to care, faking confidence, or giving empty compliments never fools anyone for long. We've all met someone who exaggerates stories, pretends to like what others like, or brags nonstop just to look impressive. And what happens? It feels off. It feels forced. It actually repels people instead of attracting them. Being genuine, on the other hand, is magnetic. Why? Because it's so rare. In a world full of filters, curated Instagram feeds, and fake smiles, authenticity feels refreshing. Here's what being genuine looks like. You listen because you actually care, not just because you're waiting for your turn to talk. You compliment only when you mean it, not to manipulate or to impress. You admit your flaws and weaknesses without shame, because you know being real is more powerful than pretending to be perfect. And here's a psychological twist. When you're genuine with others, they naturally relax around you. They feel safe, they feel understood, and they trust you. And that trust creates attraction on a much deeper level than any looks or surface charm ever could. Remember this: the real you is more attractive than the version you think people want, because the right people, the ones who truly matter, will always be drawn to honesty over pretense. So stop pretending. Stop chasing approval. Be genuine. Because authenticity doesn't just make you attractive, it makes you unforgettable. Now, being genuine is powerful, but there's one final step that ties everything together. Tip number 10 is about living life on your own terms, and it's the ultimate secret to lasting attraction. 10. Live for yourself. All right, gentlemen and ladies, let's be brutally honest here. Nothing is more unattractive than someone who lives only for the approval of others. If you spend your life chasing likes on Instagram, trying to copy what everyone else is doing, or bending yourself to fit in, you'll always feel empty, even when people applaud you. But when you live for yourself, when you chase your own passions, follow your own dreams, and build your own path, you radiate something that no one can fake: purpose. And purpose is magnetic. Think about it. Ever notice how people with passion, whether it's for art, music, fitness, or even their career, just seem to glow differently? That's not an accident. Passion creates energy. Energy creates confidence. And confidence creates attraction. Here's the psychology behind it. When you live for yourself, you communicate that you value your own time and identity. When you live for yourself, you become self-sufficient. You don't need validation, which ironically makes people respect you more. And when you live for yourself, you're happier, stronger, and more authentic. The truth is, attraction isn't about trying to impress others. It's about being so centered in who you are that people can't help but be impressed. So ask yourself, what lights me up inside? What kind of life do I want to create? Am I living for me, or am I living for everyone else's approval? Because here's the harsh reality. If you live only for others, you'll lose yourself. But if you live for yourself, the right people, the ones who truly love and respect you, will naturally be drawn to you. Here's the truth about attraction most people don't want to hear. It has less to do with your jawline, your fashion sense, or your bank account, and more to do with your personality. Your conversation skills, your composure, your confidence, your ability to stay positive, your dependability, your authenticity, your passion. That's what makes you unforgettable. And the best part? These are things you can improve, starting today. So stop waiting to magically become attractive. Attraction is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Step by step. Habit by habit. Choice by choice. Because at the end of the day, looks may fade, but personality? Personality lasts forever. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 traits do you feel you need to work on the most? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all personally, and your story might inspire someone else to improve too. If this video gave you clarity, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe to Dark Psychology and tap the notification bell. Because in the next video, I'm going to reveal the dark psychological habits that secretly make people irresistible without them even realizing it. This is Amelia, and thank you for watching Dark Psychology. Stay confident, stay genuine, and most importantly, live for yourself. Because that's the ultimate key to becoming truly attractive.